Hello everybody, it's Palaber here, and today I'm going to be playing a game called Kyle is Famous. In this game I have to make decisions in order to make Kyle famous, so let's get into it, shall we? Kyle wakes up. He is famous. More. Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is kind and lovely philanthropist. Why can't I say that word? Philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. Alright, I think this is where I start playing. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Wither away or exit the bed. I'm gonna exit the bed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. I can open the closet, sit at desk, scavenge, or exit exit bedroom to hallway. I'm gonna open the closet. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark and he could only really see his hanging shirts. Let's choose an outfit. Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is. Jeans and swimming goggles. Skunk pasties, slick suit, or suit of armor. You know, I'm gonna have to go with the suit of armor. Kyle was unsure of what exactly caused him to decide to wear his armor, but it felt like the right thing to do. After much squeezing and sweating, Kyle managed to wrap the metal suit around his dumpy self. Back to room. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. Let's sit at the desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Right, notes for interview. Check the desk drawer. Let's do that one. Kyle opened up the side drawer on his desk and grabbed out of one of the items stored there. Let's grab the change, because I just want the change. I don't know. Kyle scooped up the change and scattered it around the drawer. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Let's go back to the room. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. Let's exit bedroom to hallway, because I have 19 hours left. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. Check locked door, leave apartment, move to kitchen, or return to bedroom. Okay, so there's a locked door, so I'm assuming that's what that key was. So I kind of want to go back real quick. So let's go to the desk, check the drawer, grab the small key, go back to room, exit to hallway, check locked door. What? Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly that the door was locked from the inside. I just grabbed a key. I could have swore that's what it was for. Let's force the door with the forehead. Kyle decided it would be best to try to force the door open with the use of his face. After smashing his features into solid wood for several minutes, Kyle gained severe short-term amnesia. Alright, I have 7 hours left. Let's move to the kitchen, see what there's there. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. Open fridge. Kyle opened the fridge intending to find something to eat. Eat crust on fridge wall. That's disgusting. Eat the fridge. Prepare breakfast. I said breakfast. Alright. Or eat condiments. Let's eat the fridge. Kyle pointed his neck directly upwards and hoisted the fridge on top of his face. Somehow, miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device. He started to swallow. In one slow, horrible movement, the fridge slid down Kyle's throat. After many gurgles, pops, and snaps, Kyle felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back out. Alright, 0 hours, so, yeah. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host's chair was the glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. I don't think I said that right, but we're gonna go with it. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Let's approach Rachel. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded, forget her name from amnesia. Hello, you? Kyle's ears began to ring from his concussion. Rachel looked at Kyle, slightly confused, but continued smiling. Before she noticed the glazed look in Kyle's eyes, the producer approached. "Time to get started," he said, putting a hand on Kyle's shoulder. "Let's get stationed." Kyle sat in the nearest chair. Rachel, her seat stolen, sat in the host chair. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Let's start with the broadcast. "Good morning, everyone," said Kyle. "My name is, Kyle made a desperate effort to remember his name, or really anything. Kyle looked at Rachel. "Do you know who I am?" he asked. Rachel looked back confused. "Who are you? Well, if you're not Kyle, I don't know who you are." Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle made up his mind that he was probably Kyle. "Well, he said, "I'm Kyle." A long silence followed. Eventually, Rachel spoke again. And I'm Rachel." "Hi, everyone," she waved. "Hi, Rachel," said Kyle. "So why are you here?" Rachel was visibly worried. "Haha, funny," she said. "Were you planning on asking me any questions?" "I mean, I don't have any ideas," said Kyle. Kyle kept staring at Rachel. Someone coughed. Kyle looked around and noticed the crew. "Who on earth are all of you?" he asked. Nobody answered. Kyle got out of his chair and walked off frame, leaving Rachel alone with millions of viewers. Rachel started to attempt to entertain the audience herself. Eventually, the producer ended the broadcast early due to technical issues. Kyle woke up in his bed the next day, remembering nothing about what happened. End. Kyle forgot everything. I unlocked one of the 21 endings. Let's try again. Alright. Let's not wither away. We're gonna exit the bed. Let's try to do this good. Let's try to do it good this time. We're going to choose an outfit. We're going to wear the slick suit. It says Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. Why? Let's scavenge. Let's see what there is to scavenge. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for... Where are you gonna get gossip from if you're just crouching on the floor? Kyle firmly pressed his ear into the carpet, hoping to hear some stray words from the neighbors below. "I heard Rachel May is going on a trip out of the country soon." "Oh, girlfriend, tell me more." "Well, what I will tell you is that every night I don a mask that looks like a bug and fight Miss Stewers." There was a stunned silence. Then a door opened and someone exited the neighbor's apartment. That's quite enough. Alright, Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. Let's exit to the hallway. Let's see. Let's move to the kitchen. Let's open the fridge. Let's prepare a breakfast. Kyle constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast along with a small fruit cup and grilled sausage. That sounds delicious. Alright, you can either eat it or smash it. We're gonna eat because we're a big boy. Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite. He felt refreshed. Let's return to the kitchen. What was in the pantry? I didn't do that. Kyle wanted to access the pantry, but found it was locked with a small keyhole. I swear to God. Why is your pantry locked? And if that's the key from upstairs, I'm upset. Let's return to the hallway. Let's leave the apartment. I have 10 hours left, but whatever. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. I have 9 hours left, and these are my options. Let's visit the tech store. Kyle walked into the clean white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot with flashing lights. Let's ask attendant for free samples for today. Kyle asked the store attendant whether or not they offered free samples to important customers. The attendant gave Kyle a confused and slightly vacant look. Kyle began to beg for a free sample. Wanting Kyle to leave, the attendant grabbed a decrepit phone meant for spare parts and held it out. What? We're gonna grab with hand. Kyle took the phone placently from the outstretched hand and said quietly, "Thanks, ... for your service." Kyle now has his phone to use forever more. Okay. Let's return to the street. Can I think it just automatically goes, so we're just gonna go back. Alright, more. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. Okay, he approached Rachel. "Good evening." Kyle responded, scream and spin in circles. "Answer politely." "And I as well, Rachel," answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. "You are a most welcome guest." "Shake hands." After other mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Gossip about neighbor. Why would I gossip about neighbor right away? We're gonna start the broadcast. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. I'm going to introduce Rachel. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. In a shock, Kyle realized he had never bothered to prepare any notes for the interview. Oh, snap. I didn't, did I? Knowing he had the eyes of millions upon him, Kyle came up with a solution quickly. Alright, I can either blame Rachel for lack of notes, run away, or play dead. I want to play dead, just because he's broadcasting. I just want to. Kyle slumped in his seat and played dead. Kyle, what are you up to? asked Rachel, still smiling. Kyle did not respond and hoped nobody would ask questions. Kyle, why are you pretending to be dead? asked Rachel. I can see you breathing. Kyle held his breath. The producer whispered to Rachel over her earpiece, give him a couple slaps across the face and see if he wakes up. Rachel got up from her chair, walked to Kyle, and slapped him firmly across the face. What would you do if you saw this on a show like that you were watching? I would find it so funny, and I'd be so confused at the same time. Rachel slapped Kyle, continuously trying to get him to stop play acting. Other members of the crew stepped into frame to start slapping Kyle as well. Oh god. Soon Kyle was lost in the amassment of people around him, all the slapping in his face with both hands. The slapping went on for many hours. Kyle did not wake up. Eventually, Kyle did not need to pretend to be unconscious. They knocked him out. Kyle prepared by dying. Alright, let's reset again. Let's try to do it good this time. Oh wait, I can browse social media. That's a new option. Kyle started to scroll through news articles on his phone. Let's read article. Stay Up Late with Kyle ranked #1 and #2 show on television. Let's read more. Dewey's Bridge being constructed after being found to not actually exist. Authorities investigating. What? What? Okay. Another grand larceny and crime spree streak. Evidence points to perpetrator fleeing the country. Okay, alright. Let's open the closet and choose an outfit. Today we're just gonna wear some skunk pasties, because why not? Okay, getting the slimy garments to stay proved difficult, so Kyle opted to stick them to his body with hot glue. Oh my god. Let's sit at desk. Alright, write interview notes is what we're gonna do. Kyle wrote down his first question. Are you a mother? Am I a mother? Is your mother a mother? We're gonna go with that one because it's fucking hilarious. Kyle wrote down his second question. What are some diet tips? Beef, mashed, or blended? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? We're gonna go with the beef one. Kyle wrote down his third question. What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? I purposely ran over a puppy. That's not even a question. Let's go with the funniest story. Okay, Kyle wrote down his last question. What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty? We're gonna go with that one. Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk. Okay, let's check the drawer. Let's grab the small key. Back to desk. Back to room. Exit the hallway. Move to kitchen. Check pantry. Unlock with small key, see? The pantry door lock creaked as if it hadn't moved for years, but eventually opened. Why is it locked in the first place? It's a pantry. Instead of an assortment of canned goods and grains, Kyle's pantry stored his massive amount of bottled lard. Do I chug one or do I grab one? I'm gonna chug one. Kyle voraciously grabbed the closest bottle, snapped the neck against the wall, and sucked out all of the fat within a minute. Okay, we're gonna stop. Was there anything else in the fridge? We're gonna eat crust on the fridge wall. Why? I don't know. Kyle starting? Okay, they messed up. Kyle started scraping the streaks of crud and spots of black mold off of the walls of his fridge. Alright, and now we go on to our interview. What a good way to start it. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host chair was a woman, blah blah blah. Okay, Rachel looked up and smiled. Good evening, Kyle. She's been looking forward to being here. He responded. Let's scream and spin in circles, because he's out of it. Kyle started to stretch out his arms wide, tilted his neck upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Tonight I have Rachel May. Blah, blah, blah. She waved and said hi. She said she's glad to be here. In response, Kyle collapsed on the floor. From a combination of stressful preparation and not eating anything, Kyle had passed out. Nobody in the studio quite knew what to do with him. They began to poke Kyle in the back to see if he moved. After a while, they ended the broadcast. Why after a while? Why did it take so long for them to shut off everything? They left me? Kyle was left face first on the floor. Why did they leave me? Man, I starved myself. That's what I did. Are you serious? I chucked some lard and that's starving myself? Alright, let's start another one. Okay, let's not browse social media. Let's exit the bed. Let's open the closet. Let's choose an outfit. We're gonna wear some jeans and swimming goggles. Alright, Kyle decided on a fashion-forward, casual style. He could barely see out of the goggles. How is that casual? Let's just exit the bedroom. We're just gonna do that. We're going to move to the kitchen. We are going to open the fridge. We are going to prepare breakfast. We're gonna smash it. Okay, he smashed it to a pulp. I don't think he ate it then. Okay, we're just gonna return to hallway. We are going to return to the bedroom. We're gonna scavenge. We are going to look for bugs. He started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two. Soon he had a small handful of various insects dead and alive. Why? We're gonna eat them. You know that. We're gonna eat them. We're gonna eat them immediately. Kyle threw back his head and crammed the sticky, wriggling mass into his mouth. He felt refreshed. Kyle, what are you? Why? I mean, I guess he was probably super hungry because he smashed his breakfast. Alright, he returned to the center of the bedroom. We are gonna sit at desk. We're gonna write some notes. I'm still gonna ask this. Maybe I'll be able to ask these questions now. So we're gonna go and click on that one. We're gonna go with this one again. We're gonna go with that one because they're super funny. And we're just gonna go back to the room. That's it. I've already done everything I can in the closet, right? Okay. Yes. Alright. We're just gonna exit. We're just gonna click on stuff so I can start. Yeah. Okay, Kyle hurried to the set. There's the girl. Rachel looked up. She's glad to be here. We're just gonna answer politely. You're most welcome. Okay. Kyle, they were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. Cameras clicked on. We started the broadcast. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Kyle vomited all of the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor. Rachel looked at Kyle concerned, gave a couple coughs, and decided to play it cool and keep the show running. Oh, good for you, Rachel. Kyle stopped, then vomited again, then continued with a shaky voice. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May. He needs no more introduction. Oh god, she said she's glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. Kyle introduced the notes he had taken earlier. Let's start off with what's your funniest story? You've been involved in a lot of different things, said Kyle, but what's your funniest story? Well, that's a great question, Kyle, said Rachel. I think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family. In the soup I made, I swapped out the water with milk and tipped the whole jar of salt in the pot. While my family was sick from trying to eat it, I swiped their things and locked myself in my room. Rachel laughed elegantly. Yes, I too. Yeah. What? Kyle decided to move on. Kyle asked another question. Is your mother a mother? So, said Kyle, my mother is my mother. My mother's mother is her mother, and my mother's mother. And many mothers have mothers' mothers' mothers. Is your mother a mother? I don't know why that's so funny. Can you guys please also try saying that? Because that was something else. Rachel went to answer and stopped. I believe she said, eventually, that I should answer yes? Kyle asked another question. Ever eaten a raw egg whole? Hey Rachel, ever eaten a raw egg whole? Asked Kyle. Like shell and all? Asked Rachel. Kyle continued, I have, like, a lot. It's really bad though, so sometimes I spit it back up. There was a silence. But actually it gets easier the more you do it, continued Kyle, without losing momentum, so don't start, I say. Rachel chose not to answer and look in another direction. Kyle asked another question. Rachel, are you guilty? Kyle threw his questions on the floor, stood up and pointed at her. Rachel's eye twitched slightly. Guilty of what, dear Kyle? She smiled. I can't even say that word, so I'm not going to. Guilty, spat Kyle, of your crimes. Rachel did not answer. Her eyelids both started twitching uncontrollably. You know what I gotta do, boys. Kyle pulled out his phone and dialed the police. Hello, police, said Kyle. I believe I have found a criminal. Rachel began to run towards the exit. On her way, she swatted Kyle's phone out of her hand. Tripper. Kyle stuck out his leg. Rachel stumbled and crashed to the floor. But in a moment, she was on her feet. She drew a blunt weapon seemingly out of thin air and started to swing at Kyle. Before Kyle had a chance to react, a figure burst through the roof and blocked Rachel's attack. It was a middle-aged woman in a bug-shaped mask. She was brandishing a bug-shaped stick. The woman began to fight with Rachel, flicking her weapon back and forth with surprising speed. Rachel tried to fight back, but it was obvious she was no match for their interceptor. With one quick move, the bug vigilante drew her foot high above her head and drove it straight into Rachel's hand. The weapon clattered to the floor. Rachel attempted to run again, but was met with a stick to her legs. She fell at the feet of a police officer just arriving from Kyle's call. Rachel was charged with 7 cases of grand larceny. After her first month in jail, Rachel started a reality TV show filmed in her cell about prison cooking. The show gained immense popularity and somehow the public began to love Rachel all the more. Really? Kyle made guest appearances on Rachel's show many times. Why would she let me if I'm the one that called the police on her? The identity of the bug vigilante was never known. She remained a mysterious but important part of local law enforcement. The end. Rachel started a new show. I think that's my favorite one so far. Ooh. Boy, did that make my mouth hurt. Jeez Louise. Alright, let's reset one last time. What happens if I click wither away? Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died? Shucks. Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. Get out of bed anyway. Oh my gosh. Kyle exited his bed and took a glance around the room. Okay, let's put some clothes on. Kyle opened the closet. Let's choose an outfit. We're gonna go with the slick suit again. Okay. Let's scavenge. Get some bugs. We're gonna save these for later use. Yeah, Kyle stashed the wriggling mask for later use. Alright, we're gonna sit at the desk and we're gonna write some notes. Let's ask her if she's a mother. I'm gonna ask her the beef question. I'm gonna say I purposely ran over a puppy. And then I'm going to ask her her guilty pleasure. Let's go back to the desk. Let's check in the drawer. Let's take the assorted change. Let's go back. Let's go downstairs. Let's go leave the apartment. Yes. We're gonna visit our neighbors downstairs. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. She looked at Kyle expectantly. Greet and start conversation. Good morning, neighbor, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly. Let's ask her about Rachel. Gabby, Kyle asked, what are your true thoughts about Rachel May? Oh, Rachel, Gabby said. She's a wonderful woman. Her generous acts have inspired more good work than bad. Kyle hurried to the set. Okay, poor Normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman, blah blah blah. Rachel looked up and smiled. Good evening. Kyle responded, we're gonna answer politely. I didn't even say that correctly. You're a most welcome guest. Shake hands. Okay, they're gonna sit in their seats now. Lights brightened. And we're gonna start the broadcast. Good evening, everyone. Okay, Rachel May's here. She said, I'm glad to be here. In response, Kyle collapsed on the floor. Oh my god, it's because I didn't eat. From a combination of strep- Yep, I passed out because I didn't eat. Oh no! Motherfucker. Okay, let's just reset that real quick. Let's wither away so I'm dead. Alright, get out of bed anyway. Open the closet. Choose an outfit. We're gonna wear the suit. Go back here. What did I do again? Scavenge. Get some bugs. We're going to save for later use. Back to bedroom. We're not gonna go downstairs yet. We're gonna go to the kitchen. We're gonna open the fridge. We're gonna prepare breakfast. We're gonna eat it. We're gonna return to the kitchen. We're gonna return to the hallway. We're gonna leave the apartment. We are going to visit downstairs. Blah blah blah. Greet and start conversation. Ask about Rachel. I already know what goes on here. Gabby trailed off, not meeting Kyle's eyes. After several uncomfortable minutes of silence, Kyle turned around and left. That's really all there was to it. I got taken to the studio early, and I didn't even get to finish that. Alright, it's not gonna matter what I do, so we're just gonna do that. It doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, we are here. Rachel's there. She smiled at me. She looks forward to being here. Let's answer politely. She's welcome. We shook hands. We sat in our seats, and now we're starting the broadcast. Welcome, everybody. She doesn't need any introduction. She's glad to be here. Okay, we're diving in. She said she's ready. In a shock, Kyle realized he had never bothered to prepare any notes for the interview. Motherfucker. Knowing he had the eyes of millions upon him. Oh my god. Okay, Kyle came up with a solution quickly. We were going to produce the ball of bugs. Well, Rachel, said Kyle, I wanted to show this to you. Kyle produced the ball of bugs he had accumulated from his bedroom floor. Rachel took several beats to figure out what Kyle was holding in his hands. A look of horror crossed her face. Kyle, what on earth is that? She asked. Is it alive? Maybe, said Kyle. Here, watch this. Kyle, staring at Rachel, opened his mouth wide and slowly inserted the gooey ball of bugs. As Rachel watched, obviously unsettled, Kyle began to chew very slowly and intently. Attempting to swallow, Kyle coughed several times, covering Rachel in partially chewed bugs. Rachel sat stock still, processing what had happened. Kyle finished swallowing and opened his mouth to show that there were no bugs left. Well, that was satisfying, he said, smiling widely at the camera. Rachel got out of her seat and left the studio. Yay! Kyle prepared by eating bugs. Look at that. I got a new ending unlocked. Okay. I must say, this game is seriously entertaining, and it's free, so you guys should totally go download it. I'm glad that I stumbled across it when I was just looking through Steam games. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if for some odd reason you want me to play more, I will, because there's still a couple endings I need to uncover. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, like if you did, and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I shall see you on the next video.